Okay, comparison video. I thought this would be pretty interesting because they're both made by the same company. It's Swedish Match, which is the big overall company. We're going to be doing the White Owl New Yorker, which is made in Dothan, Alabama, versus the William Penn Perfecto, which is made in the Dominican Republic. The White Owl New Yorker comes in a foil fresh wrapper. It's a little bit bigger than a Corona or a Perfecto. I always clip the tip. Regardless of the fact that it's a spun cigar, I always clip the tip because I don't want to have that tar buildup at the end. It just makes the cigar taste like bitter. Okay, and this is the William Penn Perfecto, America's Great Cigar, as it says. And it comes in cellophane. Once again, I'm going to clip the tip of this one. Now, I decided to do this video quite simply because I've smoked a William Penn this afternoon. I've smoked a White Owl this afternoon, but I've never smoked them at the same time to compare them. And to cleanse the palate, that is cask strength, Maker's Mark at 110 proof. I mixed it with Coke, about 50-50. Oh yeah, that'll cleanse the palate. All right, so let's compare these two. White Owl, William Penn. Now, they both have a very dark homogenized sheet tobacco wrapper. Darker than the other brands that are out there. For instance, Swisher, the King Edwards, Dutch Masters. This is a much darker looking wrapper. So, why is that? I don't know. Maybe they put more tobacco in their sheet wrapper than others. Maybe they use less corn syrup or other binder for it. But it's a darker color wrapper. All right, we're going to fire up the New Yorker to start. Now, both of these cigars, I'm assuming because they're made by the same company, burn incredibly evenly. And they have much the same taste, but not all the same taste. So that's why we're doing this comparison, to see which I prefer. Now, my taste and your taste may be different, so you should do the same thing. It's fun. Generous smoke output, light on the finish. It does not linger. What I'm getting is bourbon. No, I'm not getting bourbon. What I'm getting is graham cracker. Clean through the retrohale, through the sinus cavities. Very little finish. It doesn't linger like a premium cigar. You know, that's one of the things we always say about a premium cigar. You can have a finish, whether it's light, medium, or full. And that has a lot to do with the taste. Back to the burn. Look at the burn on that. The funny thing about these cigars and the William Penn is that they burn so evenly. I don't know why. Other cigars, like some of the Swishers, the Dutch Masters, they'll run on one side, or they're not packed as full or as tightly, and they don't burn. They flake like a Philly. Philly's always flakes on the ash. These don't do that. All right, I'm going to put that one down. Drink some bourbon. Cleanse my palate. Oh, that's my excuse. I've had a few of these. All right, let's do the William Penn Perfecto. And as you can look at the end, it's got a Perfecto end. But it's very nicely made. I've seen some other Perfecto brands, Phillies, King Edward, Swisher Sweets, that aren't as nicely made. This is a beautifully made cigar. All right, we're going to fire it up. All right. Right off the bat, this one's got more of a graham cracker taste than the White Owl. That's from me cutting the end. But if you don't cut the end on these machine-made cigars, they have that tar buildup in the back, and it just makes the cigar taste terrible. So always clip the tip, get a better draw. Now I'm trying to smoke this down from the Perfecto. I've had a couple of those bourbons. From the Perfecto end. That way I can compare draw from one to the other. They're very similar in taste. Vanilla wafer, Nilla wafer. I get more of that than the graham cracker that I get from the New Yorker. Don't know why. They're made by the same company. They're probably using the same homogenized tobacco sheet wrapper. So that's interesting. Very mild on the finish, lighter than the New Yorker. Let's do a retrohale and see how that tastes. Smooth and clean through the sinuses, no spice, no pepper. Once again, vanilla wafer coming through. All right, I'm going to put that one down. Always a good reason to drink a little bourbon. Cleanse the palate. Oh, yeah. I know it's sacrilege to mix such a good whiskey. A cask strength bourbon from Maker's Mark should be drank straight, but the old lady's inside, and if I drink it straight, she knows I'm going to get a little tipsy, and then I'm going to want to. So I'm doing the Coke thing. Not that I'm not going to want to after I'm done with this, but you know, appease her. Okay, back to the New Yorker. Beautiful burn. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous burn for a machine-made cigar, or any cigar for that matter. Generous smoke output. Now I've got a new flavor on there. Still coming through with mostly graham cracker. It's very pleasant. Once again, look at that burn, even all the way around. All right, we'll put that one down. Cleanse the palate again. Oh! I think I'll cleanse the palate one more time. Now, I have a friend of mine who likes bourbon and King Edwards. He says that's his preferred cigar when he's drinking whiskey. Okay, so here we go with the William Penn. Beautiful burn once again. As far as firmness goes, the White Owl is just a bit more firm. I don't know why that is. Incredible smoke output for both of these. More so, though, for the William Penn. And that burn, just absolutely perfect. Little flaky, but that's what you're going to get with any machine-made cigar, but less so with the William Penn and the White Owl. I'm going to take one more draw off this. Wow. Smoke output is really becoming incredible. And look, it burns slowly. If this were a Dutch Masters or a King Edward, I'd probably be a third of the way through. Once again, I've had a couple of bourbons. But it's not. These burn slower than most of the other brands. Okay, before I switch over to the White Owl, I need to cleanse the palate. Oh! That's really good bourbon. I think I paid $65 or $75 for the bottle, the Cascade. It's like 110 proof or something. It's really incredible. I usually drink it straight. But for some reason, I had to put some Coke in it, and it's just the sugars in that are really coming through. Okay, back to the cigar. Now we have the White Owl. There's the burn because I've let it sit there for a few minutes. All right, I don't know what I said before. Blame that on the bourbon. But the White Owl seems to be a little milder than the William Penn. The retrohale is extremely clean. There is no pepper. There is no spice. There is that graham cracker taste. Now, I contribute that to the wrapper, but it could be the blend as well. The burn is simply beautiful. I'm going to puff on this a few. Smoke output is very generous. It's hard to choose between one or the other. I really like the flavor on this one with that graham cracker finish. Okay, we're splitting a little bit on that one. But when I knock the ash off, we will once again see the quality of this cigar with the burn. It doesn't run. It burns very slow. Look how much that is. I mean, we've been talking now about 8 or 9 minutes. And here we are with this cigar burning very slow. All right, I'm going to cleanse the palate one more time. I don't actually know if that's cleansing the palate, but it sure does taste good. Okay, back to the William Penn. And here we go with that burn. It's been sitting there for at least a minute. Got a little bit of spice there through the nasal cavities on that retrohale. A little white pepper. Not harsh. It's gone now, as is the finish on the back of the throat and the roof of my mouth. All right, so for the sake of argument here, which do I prefer? The White Owl or the William Penn? Well, I'm going to be completely upfront and honest with you. Between the two, the William Penn is the one for me. Will I buy only William Penn? No. I'll buy both because the only place I can get these, excuse me there, is from an online retailer. And I figure if I'm going to buy one, I might as well buy the other. And JR Cigars is where I get these, along with a multitude of other machine-made cigars. So, my advice to you, try them both. And then compare them with, say, King Edward or a Swisher. Swisher is always going to be sweet, but the King Edward is not. It has that very, very big graham cracker taste, too. But if I had to choose just one cigar, machine-made, to smoke, it would probably be the William Penn. So kudos to William Penn and Swedish Match. And that's going to do it. Hope you have a good evening. I'm going to continue to drink my bourbon and Coke and smoke both of these cigars. And I just heard the old lady inside at the stove. I guess she's stirring my jambalaya because I'm out here talking with you. Anyway, have a good evening. Comment down below what you think on this and which cigar you prefer, if either one. And it's always good to hear from my fans. Thank you, and curhi, and good night.